Hello and welcome to High Vibe Astrology. This is Jennifer, back with a video on the Gemini new moon, drawn up for May 26, 2025 at 11:02 p.m. Eastern Time. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and please feel free to comment. These are all free and easy ways to support this channel. If you're new, my approach to astrology is based upon the connection between the microcosm and macrocosm. I read the chart drawn up from my location as I'm tuning into the collective energies. Capricorn rising makes Saturn this chart's ruler. Saturn ingressed into Aries on May 24th, and it is still conjunct the Pisces North Node and Pisces modern ruler, Neptune. The energy of mastery, discipline, and hard work now express themselves through an entrepreneurial spirit, being the first in something, which will have to do with second house themes, our values, our resources, the economy, the way we are managing our wallet, and or our self-esteem. But the second house also has a lot to do with self-reliance and self-sufficiency. And it is reinforced by the fifth house placement of this Gemini new moon. The fifth house is the house of self-will because its natural ruler is the sun and the sign Leo, the regal leader. Saturn represents the evolution of our mastery over time, chronological time or linear time, and the wisdom gained from our experiences. Its conjunction to Neptune symbolizes mastery of the soul and our individual connection to the divine creator. With both of these planets, Saturn and Neptune, in the sign of Aries, this alone signifies that we have embarked upon a brand new pathway, especially as it relates to our personal connection to the divine. The contrast between these two energies is a stark one. Saturn seeks concrete structures, while Neptune requires fluidity, flexibility, and unequivocal trust in the unknown. Neptune dissolves Saturn's structures. With this grouping of the Pisces North Node and Saturn and Neptune in Aries in the second house, what we are evolving into is a more self-directed and independent guidance system set apart from organized religion and or other systems and structures. With Aquarius on the second house cusp, its energy infuses the second house. And it's important to remember that Aquarius has two planetary rulers, Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is the more conservative and traditional ruler, while Uranus is the liberator, lightning strike that obliterates tradition. So the Aquarian energy can express either as one who respects and follows the collective zeitgeist, or one who seeks to bring it up to speed with more contemporary approaches to life. Extremes in either case may not be the wisest choice. I think we have to understand that if our goal is self-mastery, there needs to be a balance between the two. Being too impetuous or a rebel without a cause is totally unproductive. And on the other hand, to remain entrenched in outworn traditions and patterns serves no purpose either. When each person takes responsibility for their own journey, everyone wins. No one needs to make another person conform to their way of life or code of conduct. There's room enough for each person to live their life according to their own heart center. Laws are in place to keep people physically safe and to prevent criminals from wreaking havoc on an otherwise peaceful society. We have to measure the pros and cons within our own life and determine how to respond with a measured wisdom from our own experiences, if we're paying attention to our own personal growth and evolution. Pluto in Aquarius in the first house is a call to do just that. There is a deep and cathartic transformation taking place in the realm of our identity and behavior. Something in our immediate response to other people, especially our peers and social groups, is changing at its core. The fifth house new moon takes its cues from a courageous and confident heart that is self-directed, and it is itself forming a trine to Pluto, harmonizing with Pluto's energy. What underscores this transformation even more is the fact that this new moon conjuncts its own ruler, Mercury, plus Sedna and Aquarius's modern ruler, Uranus. In its conjunction to Sedna, Mercury's antennae are stretched well beyond the personal to include our cosmic neighborhood. We're picking up the vibe and frequencies from intelligences well beyond our world, especially with Uranus in the mix. Uranus is right on the cusp of the fourth and fifth houses, impacting both of them. As it applies to the fourth, Uranus wants to liberate us from a past conditioning that, in Taurus, may hold on stubbornly to what has been. Ultimately, though, we are evolving into a more sustainable, stable, and secure foundation that works for everyone, no matter what our differences are. Jupiter in the sixth house increases our faith in daily affairs and keeps us grounded in this daily work and routine. As we focus on the little things, we find comfort in tending to the smaller things as we navigate these big changes that we see happening in our world. Jupiter rules the 12th house in this chart with Sag there, and it means that we are required to maintain faith in what we cannot see tangibly just yet. So I've already covered Jupiter's T-square to the nodes, but will add here that with this sixth house placement, there is more harmony with the Virgo South node. And the eighth house placement of the South node implies that there is a foundation of familiarity with what is unseen and those mysteries that we cannot quite define. And we're channeling this energy from the eighth house of mysteries and the undefinable world into the second house north node, tangible world of resources. So this connection can do wonders for our confidence and self-esteem if and when we allow our personal divine connection to be the central focus of our life on a daily basis. There's a quincunx from the South Node to Chiron, Virgo's modern ruler. It speaks to the advanced soul work that's required of us now, the work that involves letting go of an outworn idea of what our life should be or look like, so that we can catch up to ourselves, to who we really are, and who we're meant to be in this lifetime. As we look at Mars in Leo, we can see that it is still in harmony with Venus, as well as Chiron, the healer. Mars is the dispositor for Venus and Chiron in Aries, which reinforces that harmony and healing. In Leo, Mars also fans the flame of courageous, heart-centered living, in accordance with the Gemini new moon in the fifth house. What we are healing overall is our personal psyche, no longer needing the validation of peers in any category of our lives, tapping into the eternal and unconditional world of the Creator. We understand that our mere presence in this world is sacred, and the only voice worth listening to is the one that whispers within our heart center, that still small voice within us that reveals the truth. If that voice becomes patronizing, condescending, or scolding, then we know that it's coming from the ego that wants us to conform to the outer world or to our peer group. But when we listen with our hearts instead of our minds, all we feel is appreciation for this amazing journey and the miracles that are unfolding on a massive scale, as well as in the small things we tend to on a daily basis. And this is what ultimately restores our faith. When we recognize that no matter how different our life seems to be to those around us, Ultimately, the Creator is navigating all of these changes for the benefit of all life on Earth. So that is what I have for you. Thank you again for listening. Please stay tuned for the frequencies, and I look forward to being with you next time. Bye for now.